Welcome, I'm Dr. Mike DeBord, president of B3 Sciences. On this live or recorded presentation, if you're watching the recording, we're going to talk about a new way to exercise, a new way that's already been proven in Olympic athletes. Look at all these different Olympic teams that are using this new technology, blood flow restriction training. Even kids, because of B3 Sciences, our company, now over 35,000 people, kids are using this new technology to get more efficient exercise and better results. Seniors and physically challenged people using it. People using it for weight loss, like Stan, who lost 100 pounds, working out 10 to 15 minutes a day in his basement, no pain. Holly lost over 200 pounds using this simple exercise technology by doing things like going for a walk. Sarah toned up, dropped over 21 inches, lost 12% body fat, gained muscle, doing 15, 20-minute exercises with B3 bands. And then it extends out to celebrities like Mark Wahlberg, Nick Cannon, Chris Helmsworth, NFL teams. Every NFL training room is now doing blood flow restriction. And people like Rick Burkholder, of two-time Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, using them on his athletes, both in the training room and out in the strength room, and his family uses them. Famous doctors like Dr. Mercola, Dr. Oz are now doing it. And it's not just for exercise. Some of the most famous strength people in the world, Chris Duffin, first man to ever squat and deadlift 1,000 pounds, Guinness World Record holder, using B3 BFR bands, power results. Four-time world champion Vincent Mang uses it. I'll play this video right here to increase his power. He's got the bands on, and he's simply doing the same exercise, but getting better results. Well, we all know what would happen if we could do high-intensity exercise. If all of us could go to the gym or our favorite CrossFit center and do 45 minutes to an hour, and I mean vigorous, feel the burn, muscles are all pumped up, sore the next day, we all know what would happen. We'd be lean, we'd be healthy. We probably wouldn't see things like blood pressure problems, cardiovascular, blood sugar, thyroid, bone density problems. But the majority of us and the majority of people, you know, we all have the same challenge, time. Many of us, like me, I've got too many joints that are worn out. I've got 3 replaced joints. I can't do high intensity exercise anymore. And then we've got a big group of people we'll talk about tonight that's doing trendy exercise or low medium intensity exercise that doesn't work. Look, we all know the difference. We all know the difference between walking and running the stadium stairs. We all know the difference between grabbing some light weights and lifting heavy weights. We know the difference between a Zumba class and a 45-minute CrossFit class where we're banging the ropes. We know we would get results, but what if you could do the exercise on the left, but get the results of the exercise on the right side? One more time. What if you could do something light, easy, and fun, but get results as if you're doing high intensity exercise for 45 minutes to an hour? Well, most of us are doing the exercise on the left. We are getting confused and we're being marketed that these light aerobic exercise sessions work. Now, to prove it to you, how many times has somebody said, I joined the local gym, I joined Snap Fitness, I joined Planet Fitness, and I've been getting on the treadmill, walking, and I've lost all my weight. I've built muscle. My blood pressure's come down. I have energy. My growth hormone's elevated. It never happens. Why? Because light exercise does not work. Give you another perfect example. Remember Forrest Gump? Forrest Gump went for a run. How far did he run? He just kept running and running. You see, when you do light exercise, you're not stimulating a deep enough fatigue. You could get on the treadmill and go for hours and hours and hours if you had the time and some water. The reason you stop is you get bored or your playlist is over. It does not work. Next, most people who are lifting weights, it doesn't work for them because you're not lifting like a bodybuilder. Hence, you never look like a bodybuilder. You don't get a lean stomach. You don't get muscular arms. Ladies, you don't get toned bodies because traditional strength training does not create enough fatigue. You're not training like a bodybuilder. And this is the challenge. I experienced this same challenge at 52 years old. I could no longer lift heavy weights. I was tired of taking ibuprofen. I was tired of icing my joints, wearing braces on my knees. And I tell you what I really got tired of, replacing joints. I'd already replaced 2 hips and a knee from banging the heavy weights to try and maintain muscle. And at 52, it was game over. I could no longer do it anymore. And here's the problem with most exercise if you're doing it. Say you're going for a walk, going for a bike ride, getting on the vibration plate. You're not using enough oxygen. Let's go back to one of our examples earlier. You go for a walk and you're using a small amount of oxygen. But if you run the stadium stairs or you put the incline on the treadmill up to 15 degrees, 10 degrees, or you run up and down the stairs at your house or the hills, you're using more oxygen. You see, that's basically how you cause your body to change. You have to use more oxygen than is flowing. And this is an actual study of people doing light, medium exercise, and they're trying to create muscle change. But the problem is traditional exercise does not create enough burn, that lactic acid burn that the bodybuilders feel, the CrossFit people feel, the endurance athletes who sprint feel. And if you don't create the burn, you don't drop the oxygen, you never release growth hormone and nitric oxide. But what if you could do something fun, something unique like chores or some light yoga or some light recreational sports you like to do, and you felt the pump and burn in your muscles. You created a drop in oxygen like you were doing high intensity exercise. Well, everybody would do that. Everybody'd go for a walk or do chores at their house or do some yoga or go for a swim, especially if it created a big nitric oxide and growth hormone release. Well, the breakthrough is here. 35,000 people are now doing it with B3 Sciences. We have people all over the world that are going onto our website to buy B3 bands. What do? You see those flexible bands that are on their arms and legs. You simply slide them up your arms and legs, you put a little air in them, and it safely slows down the returning blood flow. That's the blood flowing through your veins. The deep blood flow, the arterial inflow, is not being disturbed. Hence, it's not a blood pressure cuff. It's not cutting off blood flow. But why? And all of you should think about this when you go talk to somebody tomorrow. Why would we want to slow down exiting blood flow? Because if you slow down the exiting blood flow, the muscles that are working, your arms, your chest, your back, your shoulders, your calves, your glutes, all your muscles, they can't get enough oxygen. They can't get the deoxygenated blood out fast enough, which means the new oxygen can't come in. And now, light exercise is going to feel like high intensity exercise. You're going to cut your exercise sessions by half or even more. My longest workout, 15 minutes. You're going to cut the weight in half. You're not going to need to lift heavy weights. You can use things like water bottles or body weight or exercise tubing. Or if you're at the gym, instead of grabbing the 40s, you can grab the 10s or the 15s. Because you're doing light exercise, you basically eliminate pain. When's the last time you did light exercise and you felt pain or sore the next day? You don't. But you know what would happen if you lift heavy weights. Or you do a vigorous CrossFit class. Something's probably going to hurt and you're going to be sore the next day. That does not happen with this new breakthrough. Now, let's go back. You are reducing oxygen, doing something light, and you feel that wonderful lactic acid pump and burn. Now, it's not like you're training like a bodybuilder. So if you're new, everybody can do this. But what's amazing is that your body thinks you're doing high intensity exercise and you release a big surge of nitric oxide and growth hormone. Now, you're doing something light and fun. We're going to show you all the examples, but you're getting results like you're training like a bodybuilder. This is an actual study of the oxygen in a bicep muscle, your arm muscle, with and without BFR bands like B3. Look at the oxygen change. On the left, you're not getting enough drop in oxygen. You're doing some light strength training like most people do. You're not creating any hypoxia, and you're not getting any growth hormone. Over on the right, the bands are on, and you're doing half the weight. Now, let me repeat this. You're doing half the weight of the traditional work, but you're getting a deep hypoxia. Why? Because we simply biohacked. We manipulated. We cheated, whatever you want to call it. We slowed down blood flow. Completely safe, an ingenious way to hack into muscles. And when you do this and you feel that light, wonderful burn, you turn on nitric oxide. Most of you will go through your whole life, many of you, and never experience nitric oxide. And when you turn it on, it improves blood flow, improves performance, increases blood flow and oxygen to your joints, ligaments, and tendons, and everything starts feeling better. Many times pain is eliminated, and it doesn't stop there because it improves blood flow and oxygen into your vital organs like your brain and your heart. Studies show that this exercise can reduce blood pressure, can increase cognitive function, can boost the immune system, can boost the thyroid, can improve peripheral circulation. Nitric oxide is rocket fuel, and now it's easy to get it. But here's the big one, growth hormone. Most of you know about it. You know about getting the synthetic injections or elevating it. And you've probably heard there is nothing more powerful in your human body or nature than your own growth hormone. In this study, again, of middle-aged men doing traditional exercise and then exercise with half the weight in BFR, 25 times increase in growth hormone. Let me put this in perspective. This is like going in the gym at Planet Fitness and getting on the treadmill and getting the growth hormone like the guys over in the heavy weight area that are grunting and pushing out heavy weights and building huge muscles. And you're doing it on the treadmill. You're creating the same fatigue. And we'll talk about some really fun ways to do this. And when this happens, you surge growth hormone. Now, when everybody starts hearing about this, and they are, it's coming, there's going to be millions and millions and millions of people that are going to become B3 bands users. How easy is it? If you want the easiest workout to get started and you're new, simply do our 3-minute arms workout. Do that on day one. Now, if you've never tried this and you're one of our members, make sure you get with your coach. Everybody that joins the company gets access to a coach to see how to do this workout. The next day, do our 4-minute legs. You can do our body weight exercises, or you can get on a vibration plate, or you can get on an elliptical or a treadmill. 4 minutes. In these 2 exercises, you're going to feel the pump and burn in your muscles for 2 or 3 minutes, and you're going to elevate growth hormone. Or add it to your workout. Many people like their 45-minute workouts. Great, put the bands on for the first 10 minutes or put them on for the last 10 minutes and watch your results go through the roof. Next, unique ways to do it. Many of you are doing things during your day like chores outside, raking leaves, shoveling snow, going to the store and pushing a shopping cart, chopping wood. Maybe you're stacking blocks or building something out in your garden. All you have to do is put the bands on. Vacuuming, walking the dog. Put the bands on and simply move and watch what happens. You'll feel that light pump and burn in your muscles, and you'll create growth hormone. Now, right now, if you're doing chores, all you're doing is burning 100 or 200 calories, and you're probably winding up with a sore joint. Now you're going to turn a chore. Think about anything you do. Chores around the house. Going and taking the kids to their soccer practice. Put the bands on, walk around the soccer field. Get a high-intensity workout while the kids are practicing their sport. That's unique way number 1. Unique way number 2, have fun with your pet. Go to the dog park, walk the dog, walk with your spouse. Simply put the bands on. Every time the dog stops, you simply sit down in the squat position, and it'll feel like you're doing a high-intensity workout. Even better, Go on Amazon and buy some 3 to 5 pound ankle weights. This is what I did when I had my dog. I would put my 5 pound ankle weights on and I would walk, and it would feel like I was doing high intensity exercise. Now, I've got to walk the dog anyways, right? Now I'm combining my high intensity exercise with dog walking, and I literally don't have to go to the gym on the days I walk the dog. Way number 3, many of you like to go hiking or mountain biking or trail riding or cross-country skiing or snowshoeing. Simply put the bands on in your favorite outdoor activity. Now, if you're going to go for an hour hike, put them on at the end for the last 5 or 10 minutes. Put them on at the beginning for 5 or 10 minutes. You're going to go mountain biking, put the bands on for the first 5 or 10 minutes. You don't even have to take them off. You simply push the buttons on the bands after you put the air in them and let the air out. Or if you're going to do it at the end, stop for about 30 seconds. Go ahead and put your bands on at the beginning. Just don't put any air in them. Go do your normal fun hike or your mountain biking. And then when you get to the end and you're 5-10 minutes away, stop, pull your pump out. Takes about 20 seconds per limb. Pump them up, finish your workout. Now, why would you do this? Well, if you're going to do a finisher at the end of your hike or your walk or your mountain biking or your snowshoeing or cross-country skiing, you're going to hit a fatigue, a pump and burn in your muscles that's going to release growth hormone. And I'll tell you this, if you're hiking for an hour and mountain biking, you're not getting much growth hormone. But if you put these on at the end, you will surge growth hormone like you're an Olympic level athlete. How about at the beginning? Pump them up at the beginning. Get the burn going on your hike or mountain biking or whatever activity else you like to do. Stop after you've had the burn for a couple minutes. Push the button, let the air out. Put the pump in your backpack or your pocket or a little pouch on your bike. Rest for about 60 seconds, drink a little water, and continue on for 30 or 40 minutes. You're going to have more energy than you would have if you hadn't used the bands. Why? Because you surged nitric oxide. That's a third way to do it. Recreational sports. We have so many people that love to go golfing, play pickleball, play tennis, play beach volleyball. Simply put the bands on and go do your favorite recreational sport. If you're a golfer, Gaylord Rhodes has given us a golfer's program. You simply put the bands on at the golf range and do some movements and hit some golf balls. And not only are you going to elevate growth hormone, but you're going to increase your club head speed. You're going to increase your distance. You're probably going to hit it straighter, and you're going to have more golf fitness. Now, you're going to do this while you're playing golf. So everybody think about this. All the golfers you know, most of them don't want to play golf and go to the gym. They just want to play golf, but they need to go to the gym because they need the strength. Here you can add the bands to the golf time and activity that they're doing. Pickleball, that's a no-brainer. Put the bands on for the first 5 to 10 minutes of pickleball and get the pump and the burn, take them off, hydrate, continue playing pickleball. You'll have more energy. Same thing. All the pickleball players, we have pickleball players playing pickleball 4, 8, 10, 12, some people all weekend long, but they don't want to go to the gym. They don't want to strength train. Get your strength training, your growth hormone, your nitric oxide by simply putting the bands on. Next, let's go to competitive sports, things like tennis, martial arts, volleyball, even pole vaulting, things where you compete. If you're competing and you have anybody in your family or know anybody, then these athletes are doing additional training in addition to their sport. In addition to volleyball, they're doing some strength training and some jump training. In addition to tennis, they're doing probably some speed training, some endurance training, some strength training. Put the bands on during your traditional training. Don't change anything. Just put the bands on and do the same training, but lighten the load, and it will get done quicker and you will recover faster. Now, what will happen if you add explosion, vertical, more speed, more agility, more jumping, more strength? You're going to perform better in your sport. So again, you simply add it to the sport training you're already doing. Next, yoga. This is a no-brainer. Yoga is a great activity, but yoga typically doesn't build a lot of muscle, and a lot of times it does not build metabolism boost and fat burn, but it's an excellent exercise. Why? Because it's a low medium exercise. When you're going through all these yoga poses, unless you're a elite or professional level yoga person, you'll feel a little burn during the workout, then you'll stop and you'll move on, which means you're not creating growth hormone during your yoga workout. Imagine doing a yoga workout and not getting all the benefits of the spiritual and the mental and the stretching and the core strength, but at the same time building muscle and burning fat at warp speed, like you are doing high intensity training. That's what will happen if you add it to yoga. Another unique way. I would encourage many of you, just start doing some basic yoga poses. If you've never done yoga, just go online and type in 5 basic yoga movements, 10 basic yoga movements, and have some fun in the bands doing yoga. Next, this is my favorite, stairs. If you look at on the left there, this is what I do 70–80% of my days, especially when I have access to stairs. So where I'm staying at right now, I'm on the 12th floor. So every morning I get up, I go downstairs, and I pump up the bands on my legs and a little bit on my arms. Now, I'm not getting the burn in my arms, but I pump them up on my legs, and I do 4 different stairs. I go up the normal way, straight up. Then I go up sideways, the left leg first. Then I go up sideways, right leg first, and then I go up backwards. And then I repeat it. So in 12 flights of stairs, I'm doing all 4 movements 3 times. And let me tell you something. When I get up to that 12th floor, it feels like I worked out for an hour, and it takes me about 4 to 5 minutes. And this is great because I don't have to lift weight to maintain tone on my leg muscles because I've got 3 replaced joints. So it's like I'm doing heavy squats. I'm getting my strength training. At the same time, I'm getting my aerobic workout. Now, let me repeat this. Stairs is awesome with the bands because you're getting your strength training workout, the burn and the muscle strength build, and you're getting the aerobic workout. It's like you're doing 30 to 45 minutes of CrossFit, strength training and aerobic training, and you're simply going up the stairs. Or get on the stair climber if you've got one or you've got access at your gym. 3 to 4 minutes, you will be done. This is one of the best workouts. It's why I do it every morning. I love it. Why do I love it? Because it's done quick, and I feel incredible when I'm done. Well, that's 5, but we're going to keep going. I told you I was going to give you 5. I'm going to give you a couple more unique ways. Our bands are waterproof. Many of you didn't know that. So you can go out in the ocean and swim or run. You can swim in your backyard. You can get on your wakeboard, or you can even do water aerobics at the local YMCA. Now, you're not going to build muscle doing water aerobics. Why? Because it's not strength training. It's good exercise, has some benefits, but you're not going to build muscle fast, burn fat, and elevate growth hormone by simply getting in the water unless you're a competitive swimmer. Now, putting the bands on, you're going to get a workout in the water as if you are a competitive swimmer. So any ways you can think of getting in the water, getting in your hot tub and doing some squats or leg kicks, any way you can think of, fun ways to get in the water ski, simply put the bands on to elevate growth hormone. Well, soon everybody's going to be training the new way, especially with all these unique ways. You see, BFR for most people is rehab. For B3 Science, it's the movement of life. It's simply moving and elevating growth hormone, building strength, burning fat, maintaining a lean, healthy body. And with all the ways we just showed you, there's no excuse that any of you can't find 5 to 10 minutes or keep doing your same workout and add it to the end. But most importantly, find 5 to 10 minutes a day of something you're doing where you're moving. going to the grocery store, mowing the yard, and put the bands on to exercise the new way.